So today I'm asking my little brother if he's ever going to get married. Okay, so do you ever want to get married?
No.
Why?
Because you're my sister. That's
not to me, weirdo. I'm talking about marrying someone else.
No.
Why?
Because you remember mom and dad getting married and they got a divorce? Haha, good times.
You like to talk? Do you talk a lot?
I listen more than I speak.
I think you look like an Uber driver.
Potentially in sales.
I think you make 40 as an Uber driver.
If she says so.
Dang!
Yeah, boy.
There's this saying that goes, an insecure man would try to act rich to impress a woman, but a wise man would try to act broke to test a woman. Just be careful, because these girls will do whatever it takes to get the bag.
Would you knock your girlfriend out for $10 million?
Nah.
Yeah.
No?
But what the f? We could split it.
Yeah.
What are you talking? Knock me out right now. What the f? All my bills are paid. Like.
Would you knock him out for $10 million?
I would knock.
would.
I'm sorry. I would knock my mom out for 10 minutes. Is this going on TikTok though?
It might.
Wait, what's the? It was like,
Adesanya's ex-girlfriend is taking him to court for half of his wealth, and the crazy thing is, she may have a chance at getting it. This is Israel Adesanya. He's one of the most popular UFC fighters in the entire world. This is his ex-girlfriend after one of his championship fights. I believe they were together for a few years, maybe 5, but they broke up in 2021. The relationship ended quietly, but thanks to some Instagram stories from Israel Adesanya recently, it appears there is some situation going on between them. And now comes the report that UFC middleweight champion Israel Adesanya's ex-girlfriend takes him to court for half of his wealth because they dated too long and she supported his career. Now you may be thinking that's insane. They only dated. They were not married. There was no contract signed. However, in New Zealand, relationships that last over 3 years are covered by law. And as you can see, we're at home, family, separation, divorce, divide, relationship, property. Relationships covered by law. Different rules apply for dividing up property depending on whether you've been married or in a civil union for less than 3 years or more than 3 years. In New Zealand, there is a law covering de facto relationships. In most cases, only people who have lived together in a de facto relationship for at least 3 years are covered. Now, I thought we had some pretty crazy laws in America, but this is straight up insanity from New Zealand. Imagine this law in America. Brad and Brianna dated for 4 years at the University of Alabama, but at the last Alpha Phi formal, Brad goes with Jenna, and Jenna's a hot blonde, and then Brianna takes Brad to court for all of his father's wealth, and then Brianna's now what is this law?
Behind every successful man, there's always a woman out there trying to take half. Behind every single billionaire, there's always a woman out there trying to make him a millionaire. And this woman definitely deserves half.
What?
Just as long as she wipes out the whole middleweight division.
He needs some milk.
According to the book of the cheek-pounding prophecy, section 69 of Hoology, it states, if we did not give her a ring, then that Kareem sucker does not deserve a damn thing. The justice system has failed men, because here's the math. Izzy's girlfriend did not help him with one single sparring session, and yet she wants half of his assets.
Now fuck it, we have this culture. Listen, I'm just serious. We have this culture of tall puppy syndrome, which is messed up. Coming up in this country, I've seen it so many times. When you see one of us rising, you want to tear him down because you feel inadequate and you want to call it humble. I am extraordinarily humble, believe me. But you'll never know that because you never get to know me. Understand this. If you see one of us shining, whether it be the netball team, the Black Caps, the Sailors, pump them up, embrace them. Because if they win, we win. If I win, you win. Understand that. And shout out to myself in this mustard colored jacket. You know, shout out to the guy with the mustard colored face as well. Peace.
So that explains why Adesanya quickly demolished Alex Pereira in the second fight, because Adesanya was just imagining fighting his ex instead.
I grew up believing that if marriages failed, it was because you didn't know how to negotiate. I don't believe that anymore after going through what I went through. You can also just have people that are not compatible at all. And if I had been told it's better to get a divorce than to spend years fighting and like suffering really in a relationship that's not good for anybody, I would have got divorced sooner, and I think that would have been better for everybody. It's funny, in the conservative community, it's like it's women's fault, and in the liberal community, it's men's fault. My theory is everyone's crazy now. That makes relationships very difficult. Considering what my dad talks about, it made me stay in a relationship longer than I should have.
But you have to be the greatest man on the planet to get me, because I know my worth. But all my exes that already got me, they ain't shit. Like, do you hear yourselves? Do you hear yourself?
Izzys Exgirlfriends. I didn't see any of this. I seen a tiny bit of it. I seen Izzy tweet something and I was confused because I didn't really know. But Izzys ex-girlfriend, so not married, right? They were never married, I don't believe.
I don't think so, no.
Wants half of his shit. I don't know how their relationship was ever, because I didn't even know he had a girlfriend or anything, but to want half of his shit, to want half of what he's gone out there and done, is absolutely ridiculous. Be happy. Izzy, give her $1,000. Like, she'll be all right. But yeah, that's crazy to want half. Unless, I mean, it's hard to say. Who knows? Maybe if they were together for 15 years since the beginning, and she didn't work because she was constantly making him food, massaging, at the gym, doing all this stuff for him, then I say, yeah, maybe not. Definitely not half. No way. Hell, half. But maybe compensate a little bit.
Yeah. I didn't even hear anything about that.
Yeah. So, but that's a good reason. I mean, dude, girls, you can be in love, but the second something happens, them bitches get crazy, and that's on God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mary was a virgin and had a baby. That's some crazy shit. So
power of women, right there.
Yeah, it's just a good lesson. It's so crazy. Marriage is such a it's a religious thing. You get married till death do us part. No matter what, even if you guys aren't getting along. Like, this was what Mom was telling me. She's like, even if you guys aren't getting along, you have to, you know, it's not funny, but obviously our parents got a divorce, but yeah, you're supposed to get married and just like not sign a prenup. Not a good idea. I did it.
Married or not, it's absolutely ludicrous that this woman feels confident enough to win a court case and take half of this man's assets. And that right there should tell you everything you need to know about the justice system. That's why every single man needs to take a page out of Hakime's book and study his quantum's physics.
Hakimi's ex-partner attempted to lay claim to half of his net worth after the pair split up, but failed as Hakimi had cleverly put all his money and assets in his mother's name.
Most people are forgetting in the divorce proceedings involving Hakimi's case is that now that Hakimi has nothing to his name, his wife, Hiba Abouk, the Spanish actress, would have to be the one to legally settle him. Legally, she is now richer than him, and by law, she would have to settle his legal court fees and still share 50-50 of her assets with him, so now he gets 50% of her asset instead. Ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend, Achraf Hakimi.
Gentlemen, that's it for today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Oh, pussy boy.
Nigga, I fucked this bitch last night though.
Who? That's how you fucking? How you fucking? She was tatted on the back of her booty.
Yeah.
What was the name?